Hi guys, good morning. Welcome to my Flosstube. My name is Emily and I'm Crafty Emily here, and you're very welcome to my not so weekly update. I've decided to give myself a small break. I didn't push myself to do a whole ton of stitching this week because I've been really busy, blah 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 blah. You know how I sound. It's always the same with me. Work, work, work. Basically, I've worked every day since I last made a video, and today's day off, and as luck would have it, well, as circumstance has it, we had a really big storm last night. There's trees down on the road and the golf club's closed anyway, so I'd have been off either way, but it's actually my day off today, so there's that. So welcome. I have some stitching to show you, and first of all, I don't know quite, I did my last Flosstube while I was very tired and a little bit disillusioned with everything, and I'm ever so sorry. I kind of think now I came across as being a bit whiny poor me. I'm not like that at all, honestly guys, and I really appreciate the people who have reached out to me and offered me things. I have been gifted the new long dog chart. The person who's gifted it me, she knows who she is, and I thank her all the time. She's a lovely human. So yeah, there's that, and I'll be thinking about that shortly. And quite a lot of you, I'm just going to get all my blurby housekeeping out of the way first. Quite a few people have said, why don't you have a buy me a coffee link? Now, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to monetize. I'm not going to Patreon. I'm not going to do any of that, guys, because this is my hobby. This is what I do to relax my mind, it evens me out, and I'm sure a lot of stitchers who have some form, the older I get, the more I realise I'm slightly anxious about a lot of things, and have been for a long time. I just didn't know what to call it. So it really helps with anxiety and evens me out, and I look forward to getting home from work, having a little bit of food, squeezing my children, and sitting down and doing some stitching. It's not a business for me. It's not something I'm going to use to make money. It's my hobby. So I'm not going to do it. And the only thing I can say is that if you want to support me, then go to our Etsy shop. We are Crafty6 on Etsy. It's a family Etsy. We're 6 because there's 6 of us. I'm Crafty Emily because I'm one person and I'm Emily. Crafty6 is there's 6 members of my immediate family, and you know Robin's the woodworker, Maddie's an artist, Lizzie can make wonderful tiny things out of polymer. She's also an insane artist, and I will be charting some of her beautiful little drawings very shortly, and they'll be quite small little charts. And here's Eric. We haven't seen Eric for a while, have we? Let me get Eric. Eric, come here. He's looking shifty. Oh, here's a big plush pussycat. Look at him. Say hello, Eric. It's been a while. Look, Eric's grown up. Look at it. He's in full plush at the moment. He is full plush and he's off. And now I'm covered in. He's a really fluffy cat, but as a short-haired cat, he's very plush. Anyway, he is waiting with anticipation for this time next week. Well, not quite this time next week, but this time next week in the evening, when I will be returning home with Maddie, and then he will have his human back. So, lost my thread. Yes, if you want to support me or my family, you can go to our Etsy shop and buy something. And I sell everything from needle minders up to hand-turned wooden bowls and things. We are in the UK. We can't get around postage, but certainly for the needle minders, and I'm going to do it with the project bags, I'm going to include the postage in. So it's going to be free postage. Obviously I stump the postage when I post things, so it makes it easier. Oh my god, now I've got 3 cats lined up on the bench behind the camera. obviously down in the living room today. It's Saturday morning. It is 10 to 9. I'm up. I slept quite late, which was nice because my alarm wasn't set to go off until 8:30. So if I was working this morning, I would have been late. So it's probably a good job, but I was pretty tired last night and I just bailed and went to sleep. All three of them are doing this at the tripod. So if we come crashing forwards, I'm just going to keep rolling. I really try to do my videos without too much editing. Obviously I insert little pictures here and there, but now I can do, now my little editing thing lets me do picture in picture. I don't even need to chop it up so much. It's really cool. Anyway, so yeah, and to that end I am making a lot of, I might have bought quite a lot of fabric yesterday. I was looking for fabrics to make my Christmassy things and I just saw so much nice stuff. I'm actually going to have a good sit down at my sewing machine and try and make some project bags. I'm going to make something a little different. I think maybe same bag but different sort of size, different sort of shape. I'll show you them when I've made some. Yeah, hang on till next Christmas and I'll have made some. Nothing moves very quickly here. I did make a handful of swirly Fimo discs, which are going to be Flossmas needle minders, and I'm rolling seamlessly in. I'm going to put a full stop there and just say that's going to basically be the only way you can support me and my family, is to get something, is to buy something from me and then you get something too. I'm sorry guys, that's the only way my brain will let me offload cash from people, is to say that's fine. You can give me money, let me give you something in return. That's how it works. So we're Etsy or bust pretty much, guys. That's over and done with. I've said my bit. I'm not going to link anything else up, so that's me. Right, Flossmas. I'm going to do Flossmas. I don't know how long or short, and if I can't manage a video, again, I'm just going to cut myself that much slack. If I can't manage a video, genuinely can't do one, I'll put a little note. Now I've got enough subscribers, I can put a note up so you'll get the bell and you'll get the message. But if you've clicked the little bell, I'm terrible. I really don't do it very often, as much as I should. I'm just going to cut myself the slack that if I genuinely can't squeeze a little video in, I won't. Some of them might be incredibly short, some of them might be epic. I mean, last year I kept saying these are all going to be really short and they were all about 40 minutes long every day for a whole month. Turns out I can talk drivel for a very long time, but that's beside the point. So I'm definitely doing Flossmas. There will be giveaways. I know people say don't worry about giving us things. It's what I want to do. It's what I want to do. I'm already halfway there making the, it's only, and it's not going to be like pretty little packs like last year. It's going to be, here is today's thing, here is today's thing, and that's the way it's going to roll for me this year. And I just want to share Advent. I just want to share my Advent, which is going to be a lot of me here, there and everywhere, but that's what, you know, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do my little videos. I enjoy making videos. It's no hassle to me to do this, which astounds me every time because I am one of life's non-joiners. I'm not a joiner-inner. I'm very quiet. I struggle to talk to people full stop in real life. Turns out I can manage this. Who knew? Who knew? Anyway, let me share some stitching. So, Snow Wizard is hanging on the back here. And here is the line. So I filled in quite a lot there. And look, 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 look. This I think is the start of the castle, isn't it? Is this not the top of the castle? I didn't know what it was. And I looked at it and I was like, oh my God, that's it. That's the top of the castle. So, and Jemima, I totally agree with you. There is so much 820 in his blue backgrounds. I must have stitched 5 or 6 skeins of 820 into this. I mean, I love it. It's one of my favourite colours, luckily. But my goodness me, there's a lot of 820 in this. So, I'm thinking that, let's see see if we can. Oh crikey, look, it goes right the way up to there. Look, it's hanging so low. I know I showed it you all last week, but unpop my frame, which for some reason isn't unpopping. Here we are. There we go, look. That's a castle, isn't it? How wonderful are we there? Whoa, there we go. So I filled in a lot of the background chunks because there was a lot of 3838, as I said last week. There was a lot of that to get through. So I got through a lot of that, and then I think I've got 798 with me this morning down here. I have 798 with me down here this morning. This is how I roll. One skein, not bobbinated because I used up the one on the bobbin, and I'll not bobbinate it because I'm probably going to use all of it. So give or take Eric's hair, I think that we are pushing on. So I just carried the 798 down here. I've got to push the 798 down this side as well, and then that's actually going to be nearly done with the 798. And I am going to go back in. I've just literally mislaid all the blues again to fill in the rest of him, and then I've got the bit here, I've got the bit here, little bit there, and then I think we're castling. So I'm going to try and completely fill in like I have been doing. I know I've been pushing on down, but I've only been pushing on down because I'm too lazy to look for the colours that I need to fill in the little gaps. But I'm going to go back. Actually, my highest one, I have a stitch there. That's my highest. I think these two here. These are my highest stitches that I haven't finished yet. So I need to get them done and filled in. Let me see if I can. Oh, here's Billy. Here's little Billy Bob. And as you can see, look at that stripy tail. Here's my little Billy Bob. He's such a beautiful cat. He is such a beautiful little cat, and he's off that way. Bella's just jumped on Austin's toys over there. We have like a big table in front of the TV, and it's covered in Lego and Treasure X stuff, and Bella is just all over it at the minute, so Austin has to deal with that, which I'm sure he'll be fine at. Right, next piece. I have not quite, annoyingly, I nearly did, and then the long dog grabbed me. And you know what happens when a long dog grabs you? You've got to stitch on your long dog. Anyway, oh, I've just lost a needle off there. Let me pop that back in. My N of my Noel piece, my Emma Congdon Noel that I showed you last week that I'd started, I haven't not quite finished. I'm just on the chimney here, on the chimbley, and I've just got an upside downy Santa, I think he is, to put in the top here. So I'm still not quite finished on my end. It is completely finished up to the lines on the chimney there. He is finished up to there, so I just want to get that end finished, and then I want to start the O so I've got my spacing right. So that's my task for next week, is just to get that end finished. I absolutely love it. Look, 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 isn't it wonderful? I have a new light. My ring light, which was cables missing, and anyway, Amazon lightning sale. I've bought very little. I've been super good. I've bought 2 things off Christmas lists. I bought something annoying for my dad, a wooden build your own universe kit, which is lots of tiny bits of wood, which will take him a couple of days to slot it all together, which will make him slightly crazy, but it's good fun. And a light for my camera, for Robin's camera, but it's really good, and it's one that mounts on top of the camera, and it's a square, and it just throws a lot of light into the room. So hopefully, I am in gloomy room, but hopefully it's not as gloomy as it normally is, and hopefully your colours are showing pretty true from what I can see. Unfortunately, the light sits, which is why I keep looking round, the light sits on top of the camera exactly where the screen, Billy, that's the power cable. Exactly, Bill, no, oh, he's at the tripod, sorry. Exactly where the screen that I can lift and turn around so I can see what I'm doing, because actually it's really hard to do it blind. You kind of need to see that you're in your shot. It's very hard to do it blind, you know, with the screen behind you, behind the camera. So it's right where I'm actually sitting is the connector, which is why, if you're wondering why I keep doing this, it's something I can see that you can't. So I apologise for that. Right, I have 3 more pieces I have worked on. I picked up Opening Gambit, everybody. I picked up Opening Gambit just because I could. And I felt like doing a bit of a long dog. So I think I might have taken a picture when I picked it up, and if I have, it's going here on top of my Snow Wizard. And I've put in a little bit of work, and I am now here. Oh, let's bring us up a little bit closer. I think the colour throwing out of this light is not too bad at all. If anything, this is showing slightly more orange than it is, but like the fabric, I think that is not bad at all. So what I've done, let me fold ourselves in a little bit here, is I have been working, I stitched the fox, who is here, and then I came down here, did this little bat, and then I've done some of this knight and the horse. So I have put in quite a little chunk. Quite happy with my progress. Run out of 3808, which is what I'm stitching this on. So I need to find myself another bit of 3808. I've got 5 or 6 skeins of it in a bag upstairs, just a case of finding the 5 or 6 skeins in the bag upstairs, which is not actually going to be much of a problem. So because it's monochrome, it's nice and easy to just plough on with, and it's fine. And then I pulled out my Celtic Lady, because everything, for once, I am using one of my original, quite small little project. This is slightly small, this project bag. And because it's a full kit up, it's the only thing I have that has a full kit up with all the beads and all the treasure braid and everything in it. It barely fits in the bag because it's a tiny bag. But I'm not going to worry about that. And I've not done very much. I can show you my Celtic Lady. She's Celtic Summer. Let me get that magnet off the floor before one of the kittens eats it, which is absolutely not what we want to happen. Obviously my pattern holder magnets have all decided to clip themselves together. Right, there's 4 of them, that's what I need. Right, so here she is. Yes, I think the colour's showing just a tiny touch yellow than it should be, but that's not bad at all. That's actually a really, really fair representation of my mental splotchy fabric. So there she is. She's rather wonderful. She's Celtic Summer. And to people who are new, I managed to snag a full kit up with the unobtainium needle paints, which were made in the late 1980s, I think, and immediately discontinued. She never made them ever again. So if you can find the needle paints, they're like gold. I had one lucky look on eBay. I wasn't even looking for it. I wasn't even looking for cross stitch. It ponged up and I bid on it and I won them. And I was over the moon, beyond excited, and I absolutely love her, and the needle paints work beautifully and the colours just work. So all I've done, I'd parked. For me, parking is something I don't really do. But when I got to the edge of my Q-snap, I just left my threads and picked out the next colour and worked down to the edge of my Q-snap. So I've literally just put in these stitches here. I just picked up her up, put her in a frame and thought, right, let's do some. So I've only put in a tiny bit, but she will get some more stitching this week because, yeah, once I pick her up, I want to put in a chunk of stitching. So I'm gonna put some stitches into my Celtic Lady this week. For absolutely definite. I have to be quite alert because it is a paper pattern and I'm colouring it in pencil. I didn't want to ink mark the pattern, and equally I didn't want to scan the pattern in and make a working copy, because then I've got a pattern, I may as well use the pattern I have. It's only when it's in a book will I make a working copy, because it's kind of hard to mark off in a book. Even in the magazines, I'm using felt tip pens on magazines, but that one I'm just using pencil so it can be rubbed out, because I think the patterns are pretty special. And then the last piece I worked on, I did put up a picture on Instagram of trying to stitch with my little lap cat on my knee. How close am I to shutting down? 21 minutes. We're going to cut out probably while I'm talking about this, but I'll just restart and re-roll again like it does at 23. I think we time out at. Billy, are you going to not do that? Billy, no, 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 no. You have a litter tray. Sorry. There's a piece of tissue paper in the corner of the room, and Billy wants to use it as a litter tray, and that's not happening. Stop it, you two. Hence me telling him and moving rapidly to evict him from said scruffly bit. I will tidy that up obviously as soon as I finish filming. I'll sort that out. Yeah. Right, pointed fifth. Sorry about that, guys, but I'm not gonna edit too much. Right, here it is, the pointed fifth. I'm just going to show it you fully, and that's where I am. Can you see I'm getting quite close to the bottom? So what I wanted to do was find the bottom. So I've probably got a picture here of where I picked it up at, so you can see how much I've put in, but essentially I've kind of worked here, and I've done a lot of stitching, and it doesn't really look like I've done anything. I have actually done quite a lot down into here, that bit, and I've just done the blend here. It's actually a much darker green we are going into for the bottom, and I think there's only 2 colours left. I think we're only 2 colours and then we're at the bottom. So I'm going to carry on looking for the bottom, and then once I've got the bottom I can then just work my way across, and then I'll carry on. I really I wanted to fill this bit in here. This is one of the blends that's going to go in this gap here, and I wanted to fill that in last night, and I just couldn't stitch anymore. I was just too tired. I'd done a bit of stitching. I just couldn't do it. I was just too tired to carry on last night, so I stopped, and Bella's climbing up the curtain. I've got Kitty Bedlam. There we go. Well, we knew that was going to happen. Oh goodness, they're at each other. They're doing the sideways cat thing. Anyway, so we're nearly there. I don't know where Belly's usually around here, so I might call her Belly Boo. She comes as soon as I get home from work, and I go up and sit on my bed where I stitch. Apologies for the noise, it's my kittens. They are fighting. Not fighting, they're being kittens. Oh, she's too slinky to catch. Belly! Belle! Come here! Come here! Bella! Come here! Oh, she's busy fighting with her brother. They are roughy tumbly. I think they're about half size. I think they're about halfway there. They're growing fast. He's stocky and sturdy, and she is arms and legs and tail and lithe. She's very lithe. As soon as I sit down, I'll put a couple of pictures in here. She comes and sits in my lap. Like, as I'm sitting down, she's climbing into my lap. Now, she lets me put the Q-snap over the top of her once she's settled. If she isn't quite settled, she obviously bites my hand and bites my threads and bites the corner of my fabric. As soon as she's asleep, I can just carry on stitching with her in my lap until obviously my old crossed legs give up, because they don't want to sit cross-legged back all night. And then she gets a bit huffy with me because I'm moving her. But other than that, she's such a sweetheart, and she comes and she sits with me, and then Lily comes and sits alongside me. And then last night when I nodded off for a nap, I woke up and Eric was on my lap, and I was like, crikey, that's heavy. Is that both of them? And I woke up and Eric was like looking at me like that, and I was like, oh, it's you, Eric, hi. So that's my stitching. So next week, going into the next few days, I'm going to try and get that end done. I'm going to see what else I fancy stitching on. But definitely, probably just the pieces I've got on the go at the moment. And I might start incorporating a little bit of Christmas stitching. I'm going to try and do some smally smalls, and I'm looking around the thing again, sorry. Literally when I'm in the middle, it is across my entire body, the thing is. Belle, come here, come and say hello. Here's my baby belly. Oh, here's my little girl. See what I mean? She's a very big long. It's got very sharp claws. Belle, there's my girl. Oh, she loves my hair. She's a hair cat. There she goes, chasing her brother. Right. Yeah, so I'm going to start doing some really Christmassy stuff. I think I just copped a couple of cat claws in my neck there. Never mind. And yeah, we'll see how I get along with them and what I choose to do with them. I have plans, but my plans always go a bit screwy, so I'm not going to share them, because then you're like, oh, she's doing that crap again. Saying, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then absolutely nothing happens. So we've got a few more days, because December's Wednesday, and December the 1st I've got the day off work, because Robin's got his injection into, I think it's going into his hip. He's having an MRI guided injection into the nerve. I think he's having a nerve block in his hip, because they're fault finding. They're essentially wiring him up and seeing if they can find the exact point on the nerve where the nerve is failing and shooting the pain. They're going to try and block it, which they've said either won't work at all, will work for up to about 3 days, or could work for 3 to 3 months. It's going to be one or the other options. He's had 2 into his spine before. The MRI guided one that he had before I met him worked brilliantly for 3 months or so. So we're quite optimistic that it might actually work. The one he had that wasn't guided and was a bit more hit and miss, a bit more like just having an epidural, they just felt for it and stuck it in, and that didn't help his back pain at all. However, the quantity of steroid they put in it kept him awake for 4 days, until it had dissipated into his body a little bit. So yeah, there's good and bad, and we'll wait and see what happens. But that's the 1st. So on the 1st I should be able to start Flossmas off to a good flying start, because basically I'm just going to be driving. I've got to drive him home, because they don't know how. She's making off with a zip, because I've pulled out all my zips. She's actually got a zip in her mouth and a zip between her paws. Bella, you're going to not take my zips? I want to use them. They're just in the chair next, they're in Robin's chair next to me. Really being monkeys, just absolute little baby monkeys. I think monkeys would be better behaved, to be honest. That's up the stairs, there they go. So that's Wednesday, and then on Friday, which is the 3rd, I'll finish work and Lizzie and I will set off in the car, stay over in a Travelodge in Cambridge, and then Saturday morning we're packing Maddie up and we're bringing her home. So I'll have my girl back, and you'll share some of that with me, because obviously there's 2 days there where I'm going to be busy in the car and I'm going to be Flossmasing. So we'll share that together. So you're gonna share that. Hopefully I'll get some really nice footage of Cambridge in Christmas decor, which I imagine is going to be very festive and very beautiful. So I'm going to try. So you're going to get a mix for Flossmas, and if it's not your thing, wait for tomorrow and see if there's stitching tomorrow. That's basically how it's going to run. You've just got to get a big dollop of my life in small clip form for the month of December. And if you want to come along and join me for it, you're very, very welcome. If it's not your thing, skip it. That's all I can say, because it's up to you. I'm putting my videos out there, and that's all I can do. Right guys, we had snow last night. We had a storm last night. The storm Arwen. There is a clip at the end. I don't know if you'll be able to see the snow, but I basically mounted my phone into my dashboard. I've got a proper clamp. You've seen me filming it away. I nearly said at sea. In the car, I've got a holder. I mounted it. I pressed record. I drove home last night. It wasn't even fair. It looks like it's bloody midnight. It was literally like 10 to 7 in the evening. It wasn't late, but it was pitch black, and there was just like blizzard. We've had a big storm blow across the UK. It's blue skies here, gentle winds this morning, and we have some snow down. Here is a photo of the top of my little black Mazda this morning. With just a dusting. There's nothing on the road. It's only like in long grass you can see it's blown around and settled a little bit, so it's perishing outside. It's cold enough for it not to have melted very much yet, but it's not a lot. It's not a great deal of snow, shall we say. So it's just the first bit of the year. There's been a lot of wind. Apparently there's a lot of trees down, which I want Robin to stay asleep in his bed so he doesn't feel the need to go out with a chainsaw, because yeah, he's a bit of a pest with a chainsaw. We have enough wood at the moment, but he's still asleep at the moment, so that's fine. Austin's awake. He's watching YouTube and playing games on his phone upstairs on my bed. So I've got a couple of little jobs to do today, and I'm going to go and get on. I'm probably actually just going to do some more stitching now. I'm going to get on. When Robin gets up, I'll get to transfer the 2 files across onto the tablet, and then I'll be able to get my video processed. And yeah, let me know how the lighting is. If this is brighter than normal in the living room, I'm very pleased with my light. I'm hopefully going to get a corner. My aim for the next couple of days before Christmas, before December, is to get the rickety desk thing in the corner of my room moved along, get the proper desk in, which has been harvested from the shed, and then hopefully for Flossmas I'm going to have like a permanent setup, so that it's as easy as it possibly can be for me, so that I can just sit down, turn the camera on, press the button, do my Flossmas, and then we're good. That's what I'm hoping anyway. It might be hit, miss, here, there, everywhere. There will be some here, there and everywhere. You know that. Certainly on the 1st we'll see Friday the 3rd, Saturday the 4th and Saturday the 11th are the days where I know I'm busy. Not too sure how we're going to hang with Christmas party night. I'm very probably going to try something completely different and just go to YouTube and go with my phone and just go make a video, because then I don't have to process it. It'll be a single take. If people walk in, nobody knows about me. This is the thing. The only people who know about me doing this side of me, my children, Robin and Flora's best friend. That's it. So nobody knows. I've not told anybody in real life, because when I say I stitch, they just blank face. So if I get caught and I have to explain, they probably won't care. And let's face it, there's a billion uploads to YouTube. Somebody actually finding mine, it's not going to happen, is it? We're happy and safe in our little community here, and that's the way I like it. Right guys, I'm going to get off. I'm going to choices, do some stitching. And then once my room's vacated, I'm going to move some boxes and get that desk in, I think, and really try. I've got a few things to put resin on today, if I can do that. I've got a few things to put paint on today, if I can do that. And I'm going to maybe try and sit at my sewing machine for a bit, but what will probably happen is I'll probably sit on my bed and I shall cross stitch all day. And if I do that, that's okay too. This is my day off, And as you will have seen as I jumped up, I've still got my pyjamas on and I don't care. I don't mind. And my cats are crazy. Anyway guys, I won't see you now until the 1st of December. I've decided, yeah, as I say, I cut myself a little bit of slack last week and just went, okay, earlier in this week. I went, no, I'm not going to do 2 Flosstubes before. I'll see you on the 1st of December for day 1 of Vlogmas. And I hope you join me. And I hope you enjoy it. It's just, as I say, it's just a little vlog, and there'll be lots of Vlogmases out there to choose from. But, oh, my cats, they're just everywhere. They're just having their mad moment. I've picked the moment to do this when my kittens are literally running around the house. So I'm sorry for all the extra noise. It's just 2 little kittens who are full of beans and bounce. And, yeah, so they're right here. This is why I'm now looking at them there. As you can hear, they're right there. He's just got in a very small box. Oh, Billy's just got in a box that he doesn't fit in. Okay guys, I'm just standing here laughing at my cats. That's probably time to go. Have yourselves a really good week. I will... Thank you, Billy. Oh, I don't even know what he did then. Right, that's obviously time to... I don't actually know what he did then. That's obviously time to go because I've just been knocked. Didn't know where he knocked me to. Have a good few stitchy days. I'll see you on Wednesday and we'll kick off Vlogmas. Thanks for watching me guys, and I'm sorry if I was a little bit, oh poor pitiful me last week. That's not how I roll. I'm really not that person. I was just super tired, just had long busy days, and get off each other. They're biting each other now. I'm going to go and sort my kittens out. Right guys, I'll see you soon. Bye bye for now. I'm driving home in a blizzard. Not too sure what's gone wrong with our weather. Wow. I know it's nothing lying on the ground because it's actually really rainy wet, but can you actually see it's really bloody snowing? It's only the end of November. This is Arwen apparently. Storm Arwen is blowing in and is going to have terrible effects on the UK. There's already lots and lots of twigs and branches down in the roads, so if it blows all night, goodness only knows what's going on tomorrow. But thankfully, for the first time in forever, I don't have to go to work tomorrow. Hoorah! I've just done a straight 13 days and tomorrow I have a day off and I am thrilled to bits. Better concentrate on what I'm actually doing now, guys. Okay, here's what's getting in the way of my stitching. I have Snow Wizard right there, and I have this little girl who sleeps on laps. Hey, she's getting a big girl now. She's this big. There's a funny tail, a funny grippy tail. Hey Bella. She's very distracting. And she sleeps on laps.